Yo, welcome everyone, Sanjae here and welcome back to the channel. So wasting no time, you see the video title, you see the thumbnail, I'm just getting into it. Konohamaru Sarutobi. Honestly, listen, in terms of discussing Konohamaru in the Boruto era, it's been discussed, analyzed, criticized. His character and his involvement and the execution of his role in the story has been dissected in so many forms. But honestly, I'm coming here to you guys today to say, yo, we're at a very crucial stage in the Boruto story to get at least some redemption for his character going forward. Now, of course, I have discussed Konohamaru on the channel before, but specifically with this video, I want to again address Konohamaru going into the upcoming Boruto time skip. So yeah, pretty much that. Now, a few months ago, I did discuss Konohamaru coming back to the manga, and just a bit of spoilers for anime onlys, which might not be, valid based on how they execute the anime. But in terms of the manga, based on where we are in the anime right now, because we basically recently adapted chapter 26 of the manga, but when it comes on to the manga of Boruto, going from this part until where we are now, Konohamaru makes no appearance in the Boruto manga. So right now, we're at a very crucial point in terms of how the anime can, what the anime can do to actually prepare Konohamaru's character for the time skip. It's a very crucial time because in terms of the synergy, or basically how the dynamic between the anime and the manga for Boruto has been for the longest while, the Boruto manga, I would not necessarily say it's rushed, but it feels like, as a lot of persons would say, kind of like a surface level snapshot breeze through of the story, and it gives the anime a lot of opportunities to expound on the manga, not just for the purpose of stalling time so that it doesn't catch up to the manga, but legitimately expound on the manga in some substantial ways to make the story a bit more, a bit more meaty, to say the least. And with this point in time where we have Konohamaru, who hasn't been appearing in the manga, but at the same time, since he is the sensei of Team 7, you would imagine that at some point his relevance is going to need to be sorry, but his relevance is gonna need to resurface at some point. So given that opportunity, or that blank space of time where it comes on to, or at least when it comes on to the manga, the anime now has the opportunity to introduce a quote-unquote anime only arc for Konohamaru in preparation for the time skip. And hopefully between the manga and anime, Kishimoto and Studio Pierrot, they can coordinate, if I do say so myself, in preparing Konohamaru for what's to come in the Boruto time skip, or right before the Boruto time skip, hopefully speaking. Now, more likely we could say he's on a mission, but we need more than just hearing Konohamaru's on a mission if we get him back soon in the manga, right? And honestly, I think it comes down to, we need like a little mini arc, or sub arc, sub to, the overarching or overall arc that they're trying to tell. I think that's the thing, because ask any Naruto fan, I believe anybody will say Konohamaru as a character has a lot of potential, but he just hasn't been living up to said potential in the Boruto era. I think his best fights probably has been the fight against Jugo. So yeah, and that was forever ago. So it's really coming down to that when I really think about it. There needs to be a lot of preparation and build up for a number of characters for the time skip. And given that Konohamaru is a character that, is the quote-unquote sensei for Team 7, I feel like he's going to fall into a similar situation to, like, say, Sarada, where it's kind of like they're analyzing their relevance and their contributions to the recent conflict. And if you've watched a lot of my recent videos, you'll see that I'm kind of subscribing to the idea that Boruto will again be taken over by Momoshiki going into, or right before, the time skip. And I think that would be a nice way to even tie in Konohamaru and his resolve to, better himself going into the time skip, or at least have some foundation for its relevance going into the time skip, is what I'm saying. But all in all, I think the anime has a prime opportunity to not only introduce more anime only material to ensure the anime doesn't catch up, but at least introduce some anime only story that has strong ties to the manga at the same time. We're not just stalling for time, but we need something to build on Konohamaru's relevance and his impact that he will potentially have going into the time skip. Because I mean, granted, for after the time skip, I can't really debate or speculate much on what his role is going to be just yet. Unlike what I've done, well, more than a year ago now, regarding discussing the time skip for characters like Sasuke, Boruto, Kawaki, who else again, Mitsuki. I've done time skip videos, dedicated time skip videos on those characters, and it kind of feels harder to do it for Konohamaru. So I think with this point in time now, having the Boruto anime focus, well, I think exclusively focus on Konohamaru because of the nature of the content that we'll be getting with Kawaki moving into the Uzumaki household and all the madness that's to go down in probably a few episodes. But I just think it's a prime opportunity to introduce, if it's even like a 3 to 4 episode thing, a little arc too, that will eventually tie back into the manga, similar to like how the first arc of the anime in a sense gives you the backstory to Sumire and her relevance, and at least it gives the reader or the watcher some kind of connection to X character, even though they haven't had much time or much to do in the manga in the grand scheme of things. So, and of course that arc, well, now by extension, they reference the whole school trip arc in the manga, but of course by extension that would mean the first arc has relevance to Sumire's character. So what I'm saying, we just need an arc for the anime to build up and start prepping Konohamaru for his role in the time skip, or at least right before the time skip, is what I'm saying in a nutshell. And at least give some reason to why he's not around when it comes on to the events of chapter 27 to where are we, 56. So yeah, it's because that's insane to me, honestly. And I know despite us trashing Konohamaru, we want some greatness to be placed on his name at some point. So there's that. So yeah, nothing too tough in terms of this little discussion ramble here. Let me know what you guys think and what your expectations are for Konohamaru in terms of the anime making use of this time to hopefully flesh out or make at least craft some foundation for its character before the time skip comes, or at least, because it would be good if by the time they probably do some Konohamaru episodes that Konohamaru eventually comes back in, say, chapter 57, 58, or 59, to just kind of tie things together in terms of the timing. So yeah, that would be interesting. So yeah, but I think I've said enough. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed any of the madness I had to say, and yeah, it was more or less a random ramble. So yeah, but respect for tuning in if you made it this far. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next Boruto video.